Time to start the weekend. Sewing keeps me sane. Oh, yes it does. Get this going here. And I'm going to do the 8-ounce cup. Coffee brewers trying to wake up. Hi everyone, welcome to Sew Lovely with Grace. If you're new here, I'm Grace. If you're returning, welcome back. Sewing keeps me sane. Yeah, and a good hot cup of coffee. Yes, so today I want to talk about a few different patterns. But first, I want to say thank you for all your support and prayers for my little dog Zoe. I've been offline for most of August, and I appreciate your patience. I can't believe all the emails, the texts, the comments of support, prayers and support. Thank you, everybody. Prayers in the name of Jesus. Thank you, everybody. And Zoe's getting better. What I want to do first is I want to grab her really quick. She's falling asleep, and when she falls asleep, it's like Sleeping Beauty. You can't wake her up unless you give her a big kiss. So let me grab her right now. Was that corny? Remember, this channel is corny. Get used to it. All right, I'll be right back. There's my little girl, Zoe. Hi, baby. She has congestion. That's why she's having a hard time eating. And she's tired because I just gave her antibiotic and she had her breakfast. But she has this congestion, and I think if it was gone, she'd eat more. But she's hanging in there. She's really tired. That's why her head droops like that when she's ready to lay down. So I just wanted to show her and say hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your prayers. And there she is. I brushed her out. She looks really cute, but she needs to rest. So thank you, everyone. So Zoe is sleeping. She needs her rest. I got my rest finally. But I'm going to be posting on my post tab or community tab updates on Zoe. I currently have one up now to give you more details that I'm not going to get into in the video. If you're interested, please check it out. But thanks again for all your support. And now, today, I'm going to talk about this new Look 6798 jumpsuit right here, this view that I attempted to make, but it didn't work out for me. I'm going to get into that. And I'm also going to talk about the top I'm wearing, this Kwik Sew 4244 off the shoulder view, right there. And I got another pattern I want to talk about, which you've probably seen many times, Simplicity 9679. This sleeveless view with the cutout. But first, we're going to do the giveaway. Let me take another sip of this nice hot coffee while it's hot. Yeah, warms me up. Even though it's been hot, it's just the AC right now is really cranked, so I'm a little chilled. Yeah, let me put that away. So, let's get into it. I have 2 spins of the wheel this week. 2 spins. Yeah, you're like, why 2? Well, we have last time, before this all went down with Zoe, I had this new Look 6778 dress that I still need to spin the wheel on. And the person that won the McCall 6618 blouses pattern did not claim it. After numerous times of trying to reach them, I'm going to spin the wheel on that too. So now I want to spin for this new Look 6778 dress, And the question of the week for this pattern was, how often do you wear your makes? Well, I had a variety of answers, as I always do. Some people wear them once a month, once a week, occasionally, all the time, every day. So there was a big range out there. Now myself, I wear them every single day. I gotta wear something I made, whether I'm home or if I go out, even at night. I'm gonna wear the pajamas I made. I'm always wearing something I made because I haven't shopped retail in years. Of course, you'll see me with the jeggings, those pants that I get at Walmart, and of course shoes. I don't make my shoes, some people do. But yeah, I wear my makes every day. So let's go to the wheel. We're gonna spin for the dress, the new look dress, and then after that, we're gonna re-spin for this with the original list. Beautiful McCall's blouse. This pattern was the giveaway pattern, New Look 6778 dress. We had 49 entries, and here it is. I think I'm going to shuffle once, twice, 3 times, and now spin. Oh, who's the winner today? Okay, it's gonna be Boutwell, 9668. All right, congratulations. Now I'm going to re-spin the wheel for McCall's 6618. This is the original wheel that I had, minus the winner that I had before. And now I'm going to shuffle once, twice, 3 times. There's 35 entries here. Here we go. Oh boy. Who's going to win this vintage pattern? And it's and Scanna Pico 7168. Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations to my 2 lucky winners. Congratulations, Tanya Boutwell 9668. You won this beautiful New Look 6778 dress. And congratulations to Ann Scanna Pico 7168. You won this wonderful blouse pattern, McCall's 6618. If you could send me an email to claim your pattern, send an email to solovelywithgrace@gmail.com. Please be sure to put the pattern number in the subject of the email to avoid spam, and I will ship it out to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for everyone who participated in those giveaways. At the end of the video, if you stay tuned, I have another pattern with another question of the week. I'm also going to talk about a Sew Lovely tip. Normally it's a sewing tip, but this is maybe a cleaning tip or a product that I've discovered that's really helped my life. So stay tuned for that at the end of the video. Now let's get into the pattern that I worked on before. This was back in July. This was all completed. I just didn't have time or energy to do this video. But now that Zoe's recovering and I'm recovering because I was exhausted, and I just didn't even feel like doing videos or sewing. I needed some downtime, and then, but this was done before all that. So what I'm going to show you on the cutting table was done in mid-July, and it's this pattern, New Look 6798. The intent was to make this jumpsuit. Well, I didn't quite succeed on it. So what I did is, I'm going to show you, I did complete it, I think 85 to 90%, and then I changed course and had a total different idea. So I'm going to show you on the cutting table the process I went through and then the result that I got at the end. This is a new pattern that I'm so excited about, and I want to make the jumpsuit here. Isn't this elegant? It has like this crossover in the front, a little tiny gap down here above the waist. And I like these pant legs. It looks like a full skirt. So that's view B. And I have the layout here for the jumpsuit. And I'm going to do this one. Fold the fabric, which I already did. I got this fabric at Joann's. As you can see, it's a Joann label. A few years ago, I'm going through my stash now since we don't have a Joann's. And it's, I don't know how to describe it. It's a silky, it has no stretch. It's very elegant. And it's an olive, white, and brown. Pretty neutral colors, pretty cool. And I'm going to iron all my pattern pieces. And there's only 6 pieces here. You have the upper front, upper back, waistband, lower front, lower back, and pocket. That's pretty nice. Looks pretty easy. Now, the back of the envelope, it says it's average. It's rated as average. Which, you know, looks pretty simple to me. I love the back. I like the ties in the back. It has a zipper. But yeah, I'm doing this one. I'm not doing the shorts. No, no, no. Not for me. And my waist is a 34. The 16, which is a little small, is a 32. So I'm going to add an inch to each side of the waistband. But the rest of these finished garment measurements look spot on. That should not be a problem. I probably should have picked up a size 18, but I'm cutting a size 16. Now this fabric is very slippery, okay? So I had to fold it and then put pins going across to keep it from moving around. So I do that sometimes. And I ironed all the pattern pieces. Of course the AC's on, so that's why this is blowing here. It is so hot today. Oh my goodness. Generally, I don't need to turn the air on, just a little fan, but it is really hot. So that's why you see the paper all floating here. So I just want to let you know what I'm going to be doing with these pieces now. Since the finished garment measurement said that the waist is 32 inches and my waist is 34, I have to add 2 inches on these pieces. So what I'm going to do is right here for piece 4, which is the lower front, I'm going to add an inch. So when I cut this, I'm just going to add an inch here because I'm cutting 2 pieces. So that'll be 2 inches total here for the lower front. And then I'm going to do the same for the lower back, piece number 5. Add an inch when I cut here at the waist, right here. I'm just going to add an inch, but then I'm going to grade it down. I'm not going to add it all the way down. Just up here. It's better, you know, if it's a little big, then I could always take it in. But right now, I'm going to add an inch since this is a woven, not a knit. And then for piece 3, same thing. I'm going to cut 2 of these. It says here for a 16, it's a 32-inch finished garment. So I'm going to add an inch to this piece. So I'm cutting 2, so then I'll end up with 2 inches. Then I'll interface. I'm going to get some interfacing on one of these pieces that I have. So that's the plan with pieces 3, 4, and 5. Also piece 1, yes, piece 1, which is the front. I'm going to have to add an inch to the sides. This is piece 1. Add 1 inch, and then when I cut 2, that'll be 2 inches. So we'll see how this works, but it's better to be a little bigger than to be too tight. So I'm going to go ahead and cut everything and mark it. Now this is the lower front of the pants. I formed 3 pleats here. 1, 2, 3. Of course there's the marks. I'm going to wash those out. And I did it on both of the front pieces. And I have to do it on the back now. There's 3 pleats here on the back. And all you do is you bring the small dot right there, you fold it to the large dot, and then you press it, and then you baste across and then baste down from the small to the large dots, and you get 3 pleats. And notice I added an inch to the waist, so that'll be 2 inches total. I also added like a little 1/4 inch on each one of these just for a little extra. So the waist on the finished garment measurement is 32 inches. My waist is 34, so that'll be a perfect fit. So I'm going to go ahead and do the pleats on the lower back, and then I'm going to join all these pieces together. I sewed up the 2 tie fronts here with piece 1 and 2, and then it asked for a narrow hem on this side and then all the way around to put a narrow hem on each tie front. So here on step 5 it says narrow hem. Well, I didn't do that exactly. I did a serger stitch all the way around. Okay, it's just cleaner, neater, and then I'm going to press this over and then stitch on top of that, and that'll be how it's going to go. I already did one of the tie fronts. This one here is complete. I think it looks clean, and that's what it looks like. See the brown top stitching here? It's hard to see, but so I did serge it on the inside. I turned it, pressed it, and then top stitched it, because I think if I did a narrow hem, it would lose part of the coverage of the, crossover, and it would be a little bulky. This is nice and flat. It's very neat. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Well, she's about 85–90% complete, and I'm not going to move forward. Well, the halter part here is the problem. When I put this on, I'm not confident wearing it. It moves, it drapes, and I don't know what to do about it. It's just not a very comfortable wear, and I'm just not going to wear it. And the pants, they're big, they're very voluminous and long. I didn't hem them yet, but I might cut them up a few inches shorter and hem them, maybe taking them then in a few inches. I did the pockets on the side. They're lined. They worked out good. We got the pleats in the front. That looks good. And the band here. So there's the pocket. Did the back zip. I didn't finish this because I'm not keeping this like it is. I gotta adjust the zipper and fit it better. It's just not wearable for me with the top. So here's my idea. I'm going to unstitch the top. I'm going to preserve the pants so they're like big wide leg palazzo pants. And for the waistband, I'm going to put an elastic waist, maybe 1 inch, so then I could just slip them on. I might take out the zipper and have pockets. I think that'll work, and then make a top for it. Because I'm very disappointed with this halter. It's just not laying right. No matter what I do, I'll never feel confident wearing this, It's just maybe in the house, but in public, there's no way. It's just not secure enough for me. So that's the plan. I removed the bust, and I have the facing here that I pinned up. And I'm going to stitch it all the way around and form a casing where I'm going to insert elastic. So it's going to have an elastic waistband. I'm going to preserve the pockets. I'm going to take in the sides. They're a little big. And I want to fashion it to be similar to these elastic waistband pants. So I'm going to follow this design here. And hopefully that'll work out with the new top that I'm making. This is the facing that I serged to finish it off. I think it looks fantastic because I'm going to form a casing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to understitch the facing all the way around. Then I'm going to turn this inside the pant leg and hand stitch to form a casing, feed the elastic through, and then close up the back. And I think that's going to work out. So I'll have these pants without the zipper, very comfortable with an elastic casing. I have a lot of extra fabric here, and I want to make a tie sash for the front of these pants. just to, give it a nice little neat look. And I have this tie sash that I made from another dress, and it's about 2.5 inches wide and 75 inches long. So what I did here was, it was 2.5 inches, so I cut 5 inches wide by 75. I had to join pieces to make it that long. And then I sewed them up, but I'm going to do that here. But I want to make them 3 inches wide. So when I cut it, it's going to be 3 inches wide, and I'm going to try and join the two pieces so they're 75 inches in length. I have 2 strips here. They're both 6.5 inches wide, and each one of these are 40 inches, about 40 inches long. So I'm going to sew the ends right sides together, and then I'm going to turn the whole thing right side together and sew it up to make one big sash. I joined the 2 pieces with the serger. Now it's 1 strip. So now I'm going to fold it and do right sides together, stitch all the way around, and leave about a 3-inch opening. Then I'm going to turn it and then close the opening. And there you have it. You will have a sash, and then I press it. I serged all the way around. Now there's an opening here, so all I need to do is turn it, press it, and then close the opening, and I'll hand stitch that. Now, unfortunately, the design didn't work out. It could have been because I put in 1 inch at the waist, but I don't think so. It's not a design that I feel confident wearing. It's kind of revealing and moving around. I just took that top off completely. I'm going to show you up close the panels that I made. So this was one of the panels. There's the gathering at the bust. Here's how I finished, the narrow hem, but I used my serger. Okay, that's just one panel, and I have the second one here. And I just took them off and decided I love the pants, and they would be beautiful as wide leg pants with the pockets with an elastic waist. So that's what I did. There's an elastic waist here, and it has the pleats. You got the pleats here and the pleats in the back. So very comfortable, very stylish. I love the pockets, and make a top with it. And I decided to make this Kwik Sew top and a simplicity top. I made 2 tops for this. I made this one, the one I'm wearing, off the shoulders, and I also had another top of the same rib knit fabric, and I made this top about 2 years ago, and I'm going to model that for you. So what I want to do is show you on the cutting table the Kwik Sew pattern. It's so simple, so quick. I enjoy it. I love the design. I love the sleeves. And that's how I finished them with my serger. And this is an elastic here, so it's very comfortable and secure. Fits very well. And this is the rib knit. I got at Hobby Lobby a few years ago. And I also made this top that I'm going to model with the same fabric. So let's go to the cutting table again, and let me show you the Kwik Sew pattern steps. For view A, which is the off the shoulder look here, I got this rib knit. It's an olive green at Hobby Lobby a few years ago. I have a remnant because I did make another top with this fabric. And I'm just laying out the pieces roughly to see if I have enough. And woohoo, I do. Again, I'm working on view A, the off the shoulder top. I'm going to go quickly through the steps. Fairly straightforward steps here. Now we have the front, the back, the front facing, and the back facing. And I'm supposed to interface those with a 1.5 inch strip, which I did here. I pressed the interfacing at the top of each of those 4 pieces. And then once I do that, I'm going to overcast the raw edges of the shoulder and side seams of the front, the back, front facing, and back facing. So that's just to finish off the seams. okay? Because it's a knit. I like to do that also. It's good. And then I'm going to stitch the front to the back, right sides together at the shoulder and the sides. And then I'm going to do the front facing and back facing right sides together at shoulder and sides. And then I'm going to pin the facing to the top and right sides together, matching centers, shoulders, armholes, and side seams, stitch, neckline, seam. So you can see that in pink. That's why I love these old Kwik Sew instructions. I love the color, the prominence of the stitches. And then I'm going to be using an elastic guide to put in the elastic at the neckline. And then I'm going to pin the elastic to the neckline of the facing with edge of elastic, even with stitching and pin. Matching mark on elastic to shoulder seam, center marks, and side seam. And then I'm going to stitch on the elastic, stretching elastic to fit. So that's what I'll be doing. And then I'm going to understitch, which always leaves a nice clean neckline. And then press that. And then I'm going to turn the facings to the wrong side and press, and baste armhole seams together to close them off, to be able to put in the cap sleeve that I have. So of course I'm going to, gather it and stitch it closed and then get it to fit, hem it, and then hem the bottom of the shirt. So I just want to give you an overview of the instructions. They're fairly basic, straightforward, and I'm excited about this top. So in the end, I did not complete the jumpsuit as designed. I decided to keep the wide leg pants part with the pockets, put in an elastic waist, take out the zipper, and then sew up 2 tops to go with it, which is what Fanny's wearing. She's wearing the Simplicity top, the sleeveless view here. I made this a couple of years ago. I have a video on it. I'll put it in the description box below. But it has this seam here and this cutout, sleeveless. It's absolutely beautiful. I did not hem it, nor did I hem the top that I'm wearing, the Kwik Sew pattern, because I don't know how long I want it. I haven't decided. I've been wearing this with jeans for a couple of years and no issue with the hem. It doesn't fray. It's fantastic fabric. So what I'm going to do is go outside and model these tops with the pants, with and without the sash. I did not sew the sash into the pants because I want to have the flexibility to wear it with and without the sash. And I'm also going to model them with my Babylon leather bag. Yes, as you know, I love Babylon leather. This bag is totally hand-stitched, 100% hand-stitched. I made this bag a couple of months ago, and I'm excited about Babylon leather. I'm currently making another bag, so you'll see that in an upcoming video. So let's go outside and I'll give you a little mini fashion show. N6798, the jumpsuit, did not work out for me, but I had a workaround. I love these flowy pants with the pockets. Put the elastic waist in and then just made two tops, two simple tops. As you can see, that Kwik Sew pattern I made in a day. It went so quick. And the other top, I made that a couple of years ago. I'll put a video link in the description box, the simplicity top, if you're interested in. And you know what? You just make it work. That's why we sew. We just make things work for our style. And also, I wanted to talk about Babylon Leather. I love their bags. I'm addicted. I'm currently making a couple right now because I got back into sewing. Sewing those bags, so you're going to see more in the coming months. And this is just one of my bags that I carry all the time. All the stitching is hand sewn. It's a 2-needle technique. If you never heard of it, I'll put the information in my description box. And I am an affiliate. I have an affiliate code, SewLovely10. They currently have a 20% off on their site, and then with my code you get another 10% off for 30%. If you have any questions, send me an email or put it in the comments and I'll answer anything you want about Babylon Leather. But I am making them. That's it. I'm just making bags. I love them and they're great. So I just want to get into my Sew Lovely tip. Yeah, I usually talk about a tip for sewing, like mastering the buttonhole, or I have a video on how to thread the cover stitch, or any kind of tip, but this is more of a household tip. It's something I discovered. One thing I don't know if you enjoy, but cleaning the bathroom, the glass doors, the shower doors, or the glass block, or the chrome, you get those water spots, right? You with me on that? And how about your refrigerator? If you have a stainless steel one, it gets all streaky. Well, I've been using, Windex, the Dollar Tree Windex for the glass doors and the chrome, and I've been using the Steel Magic for the stainless steel appliances like my dishwasher and my refrigerator. And they're expensive. I mean, not the Dollar Tree one, but the Steel Magic is not cheap, and I'm not impressed. I went to Dollar Tree the other day and I bought this glass and window cleaner with vinegar by Home Bright. Okay, it says Home Bright. It has this red sticker on it. I don't know why it does, but I picked this up. $1.25. Okay, I don't know if it's the vinegar. I don't know what it is, but the combination of the ingredients in this thing, I couldn't believe how easy it was to get the water spots off my chrome in the bathroom and my shower doors. I was shocked. I was spraying away, and wiping just to see. I use paper towels. It says to use a cloth. And it was so easy. I was like, wow, I can see through the glass. I'm sorry if I'm going on and on. But I just wanted to tell you about it. I don't know if you guys used it. Let me know. But I'm getting more of these bottles. I'm so blown away. I don't know if it's a fluke or what, but I just wanted to share that with you. So now, let's talk about next week's giveaway. Next week, it's a Butterick dress. Look at this beautiful dress, Butterick 6872, with all the ruffles and the gathered layers here. It's rated as easy. The sizes are 8 to 16, and the suggested fabrics are challis, crepe, double georgette, cotton blends, and lightweight linen. Let's see, the notions, we have zipper and elastic lace for view A, and that's the pattern, yeah. So, how do you enter the giveaway? Well, you must be a resident of US or Canada. You need to be a subscriber to my channel. Please thumbs up this video and answer the question of the week. And this week's question is, what are you sewing? Are you still sewing for summer? Or are you transitioning into fall? What are you sewing this week? And I will respond with the word entered, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. Please post your response by Monday, August 18th at midnight. Good luck! Well, I hope you found this video informative and fun, and most of all, I hope you were so inspired.